Hey,
What's up, guys? Jason Cardamone here, and we are here with Christian. We're going to do a little bantering a little bit and kind of let you guys get to know him. So, you want to say hi, Christian?
I do. Actually, I want to start by showing you my rock that I got today from my 6-year-old. He said, "Don't touch it. This part's sticky." So it's not sticky now, but I have a rock right here, just so you know.
That's awesome. I was doing a video similar to this day. My daughter came walking in right here, so I started talking with her, and she thought she was off camera. And I let her know, we couldn't see ourselves on the screen, and she just, oh, no, no, no. She got all freaked out.
How old is she?
She's 7.
Okay, yeah, mine's
First day of
6.
school. It's been a stressful. They're all out of whack for sure.
Uh, I forgot to ask you if my lower third is okay.
Your lower third, yes.
Monster says.
Oh, nice. I didn't even see that little monster.
Yeah, we're casual.
Yeah, for sure.
So, so, hey guys, thanks for showing up tonight. Appreciate you, and I guess we probably ought to get rolling here, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So, guys, I want to introduce Christian Honeke to you guys, and this is a gentleman who it was about 10 months ago. I saw him on stage in last October 2013, and I didn't know him at all before this, but it was really interesting. So I'm sitting in the audience with my team, we're watching this guy, and he's honestly, he's real. He doesn't know. I've never told him this in person, so this is going to be cool to see his reaction. So watch his face during this. So he was honestly really nervous. You can tell he wasn't like a professional stage speaker, but he was so authentic and genuine. He had this little laugh, which you've already heard a couple of times, and it I it was really genuine. So it was like instant trust of like, oh man, like I kind of feel sorry for this guy, but like he knows what he's talking about. And he went on to teach a technique, guys, that I started using with my email list. And no joke, like that first week I started getting results, and I've used it ever since. So, and Christian, I do think I've thanked you for that in these last 8 months where, I got to know you a lot better working very intimately with you in this leadership team, since January of this year. And so
Yeah.
for 8 months now, working super close together. And before I talk about 21 days ago, you dropping this bomb, you want to jump in with anything?
Yeah. So okay, so you talk about me, I get to talk about you, and I don't think we've heard this before either. Okay, so I'm gonna okay. Here's how we talk about cardamom. Uh, and he's on the inside, but we sometimes have side chats going on about this nut that is bouncing off the walls constantly. I just told my wife I'm having a hangout with the Energizer Bunny. And she said, "Oh, Jason, tell him I said hi." But no, when I met Jason for the first time, I think we had a call with a couple of the admins within like a week of you showing up, and we didn't know who you were. It was obvious you knew what you were doing, and we invited you to leadership almost instantly. And it has been, I cannot believe we didn't meet till last October. I feel like I've known you for 10 years.
Totally. And the same thing with me, Christian. Recently in San Diego, I introduced you to one of my good neighbors, Brett, and Brett he's real. He doesn't just trust everybody; he has to get to know him. But after that, you spent about an hour telling some of your story and stuff, and he was like, we go back to our room, and he's like, I really like that Christian guy. He's a good guy. And that's just that's everybody's reaction. That's not just him. That's like everybody I know. So.
Right. Well, we can keep slapping each other's backs here. We can start talking business.
Yeah, I actually this is a really good segue into, so guys, exactly 3 weeks ago, it was a Wednesday evening, and I didn't know this Christian guy was about to drop a bomb in my life that I wasn't going to sleep for the next 3 weeks, and I don't have any plans any day soon here because of some really, really crazy stuff happening. And I would not have I would have hung up the phone it was almost exactly 21 days ago. It was right around this time of night, and I would have hung up the phone if I didn't trust and love and respect this guy so much. And I'm not, none of this like patting each other in the back, all this stuff. I literally trust Christian with my life, and there's only a couple people on planet Earth that if they would have said similar things, I would have listened. Almost everybody would have been like, whatever, dude, that's crazy. And so I'm going to throw it over to you, Christian, because you know, I've been on this amazing journey for 3 weeks now where it's been the best 3 weeks of my life. But I'm going to throw things over to you and let you tell us back.
Mine too. I was in a state of shock, and I think I said something when the 3 or 4 of us first started talking. I said something like, "You guys are going to want to punch me in the face and hang up on me. I mean, you're not going to believe what I'm about to say." I can hardly believe that I'm about to say what I'm about to say. And that's, you're right. I can't believe that was 3 weeks ago. So we have so much going on, and where it begins, if I back up a little bit to give you guys some context, I think Jason's shared some of the backstory with you. If you haven't had a chance to get that, then get with Jason and make sure you get the more in-depth backstory. We're not going to do that here, otherwise we'd be on the Hangout for the next 5 hours. Or longer, actually, a little longer probably.
Yeah, or get with whoever sent you this video, guys. It wasn't me.
Right, yeah. So I have been working on video SEO here in the background in my business for a while. I ended up talking with a guy named Matt Trainer about 6 weeks ago or so. And I knew he was big, but I didn't know much about him. I knew he was successful. I didn't know how successful. And in short order, I'll just give the quick version of this. I realized he has made millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars and routinely makes 6 figures a week, like on a totally routine, goofing off kind of a basis. The guy is a genius in multiple categories. I started to figure this out as I met him 3-4 weeks ago, and Jason can vouch for this too. You've gotten to spend some time with Matt, with and around Matt. So there's 2 things that you guys need to know. First of all, there's this genius SEO guy that can with his hands tied behind his back, half asleep, make $100,000 a week in an hour a day. And that sounds like a ridiculous exaggeration. I know it does. But I'm not making that up. I'm not exaggerating. I mean, right? I mean, he literally does over $100,000 a week in an hour a day.
He started from scratch, guys. Just this past June, he started from scratch, wanted to make $200,000 in 90 days, and within 3 weeks had made $300,000. So $100K a week, starting from scratch with no staff, nothing but the knowledge in his head, and no more than $1,000. That he's literally a genius across multiple categories.
Yeah. So take what he can do with search engine optimization, SEO. Okay, so without getting deep into that, just understand that what he does on a daily basis, on a very routine basis, is I mean, it's MIT grad level compared to anything I think you or I have ever done, right?
Yeah.
It is just we're in preschool, and we're going, wow. So Matt Trainer was looking for a better way. Actually, I don't think he was looking for a better way. I don't think that's a good way to put it. He was goofing off, just kind of coasting, when a mutual friend of ours, Rich Cook, said, "Hey, Matt, you got to come see this thing." And Matt's like, "Is it MLM? Are you kidding me? You're wasting my time. I hate MLM." In very strong language and very strong terms, no uncertain terms, Matt carefully explained how much he hates MLM, right?
I've heard him explain his hatred 2 different times, and just make sure your kids are not around and all the ministers are out of the room. It's serious.
And he's not messing around. He's not goofing off. He really does hate it.
Yep.
So it took significant arm twisting for Rich to get Matt in front of this. The guy's actually a billionaire out of Dubai, and he's got a business model that has Jason and I not sleeping. There's a combo, really. The business model is so brilliant. This It's just the best idea I've ever seen as an entrepreneur. I can't imagine a better idea. I can't imagine a simpler way to make money or a better way to make money. It's just everybody wins. It's awesome. So and the income is repetitive or residual. So Matt kind of comes from this world where the income is, yeah, the way it's termed is one and done, right?
Yep.
So, when Matt's cruising, making 100 grand plus a week, he's doing that, driving traffic to websites and generating leads and selling leads and this kind of thing, and it's all one and done. So he drives Jason a lead, Jason pays him $7, and then he has to do it again and again and again and again. He does it very fast at a very big scale. That's why he can make so much money. But it's all one and done income, and he has to keep working to keep producing those results. So and this is key, when Matt sat down with the billionaire against his will, slouched down, like this, within 5-10 minutes, Matt was out of his chair, sweating, cursing, pacing. His gears were turning, and you've seen this too, and it is nuts. So what we saw, what Jason, Matt, and I saw, is a way to monetize. Man, how do we put this? So it's that repetitive income I mentioned a minute ago, and but on a scale I've never seen before. Matt frames it this way: it's infinitely scalable and future-proof, and just, oh man, just huge so fast. So let me think here. Let me focus. So Jason asked you here, or whoever referred you to this video, they sent you this video because there is a ridiculous opportunity right now. I don't know if you're a big timing, like fear of loss, pressure guy. I get the feeling you're not.
I don't even talk about that stuff ever.
Okay. I don't either.
But that word has come out of my mouth in the past week or two. And
it has to.
I have to keep qualifying it like, dude, I know this sounds cliche, but I'm serious.
Yeah. Like, I am the worst closer ever. I tell people to sleep on it and talk to their wife and stuff. I mean, that's how I've always been. I suck at closing people. But I gotta tell you, you were sent this video or invited here for a reason, and the scale of the opportunity in front of us is so big. And usually in an MLM kind of a context, the opportunity is for you to go recruit your friends, right? I mean, that's really what it comes down to usually. Okay, go recruit your friends and cash in. You can do that here if you want to. I think after you see more info, you're probably going to want to anyway. But here's the crazy thing. Because of the SEO component of what we're doing, you don't have to tell anybody you know, ever. You can quietly camp out in front of your computer, do simple, repetitive, mundane, super boring jobs, and make tons of money. I'm talking 6 figures, multiple 6 figures this year in the next 12 months. That's what we're talking. I know this stuff sounds so ridiculous. Yep. And maybe, Jason, and this is something you and I talked about the first time we talked about this. Some people's immediate knee-jerk reaction, and I totally understand it, is if I believe you for a second, the very next thought usually is, I'm not worth 300 grand a year. I'm not worth 500 grand a year. I'm not even worth 80 grand a year. Some people are thinking. I hope you're not thinking that. I hope you don't think that way. Get with the person that referred you. Get with Jason. If that's your mindset, fix that, because you are worth it. You really are, and your timing is impeccable. This machine is not up and running yet. We're a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks away right now. We're short a lot of help. We need help. What we need specifically are people with good work ethics, people that play well with others. If you have an ego, figure out a way to leave that at the door. Just be cool. Just be cool. What else am I leaving out? Just be ready to get your hands dirty and go to work. and understand on your way in, it's probably going to be pretty boring stuff. Fun team, boring work. So if you're ready for that, get ready for the ride of your life, because we're dealing with such big business. I need a drink.
I want to fill in one of my very good friends. He actually has started an SEO company that I helped him start a few years ago, and I just got away because it wasn't in my interest. But he saw a little teaser thing today that I sent out, and he got back to me. He said, "Dude, is there a way I can partake in this, but nothing to do with recruiting? I just want to do like the technical stuff that I know how to do. So whether it's like the middle of the night, whatever, around his own schedule, not recruiting people." And I'm like, "Dude, that's what I'm trying to tell you for like 2 weeks. Yes, you can do that."
Yep. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's definitely the kind of opportunity that we have here, and it's really unusual. Now, if you're listening to all this, and you are geared like Jason and I, you love spreading the word and talking to people, oh man, the payoff for people that are willing to kind of step out there and share this with people. And once you understand, it might take a conversation with the person that invited you here. It might take a 5 or 10-way call with Jason or I, which we're happy to do. My guess is when this is over, you're going to be psyched, but you're going to have a couple questions. Totally cool. Jason and I are jamming. The person that invited you here is probably jamming. I didn't have dinner until 2 o'clock in the morning last night. My whole family had been sleeping for like 3 hours. And that's not normal, by the way, and that's not, I want to be clear, that's not what we're pitching here.
Right.
But for the short term, for right here, right now, for the next week or two, if you get what we're talking about, you might not sleep for a couple weeks. You might be of the mind, though, that I just want to be a cog in the big machine that you guys are talking about. I'm gonna get set, and then I'm gonna chill and wait for the machine to be ready for me to go to work. And if that's if that's what you're thinking, we want you, we need you, we love you, let's do this. Yep. If though you're you've gotten the chills once or twice by now, and you're starting to freak out a little bit, you should be, and we'll help you. We have your back. Let's bring some people to the party. Understand that right now we're short at least a couple hundred people right now. We need a lot of manpower. We need a lot of people power. Is that the PC way to say that?
Good. I was gonna. Yeah.
Good catch, right? So why don't we do this? You and I talked 3 weeks ago. You ended up in San Diego back-to-back weekends. Heavy travel, hardly sleeping, hardly eating some days. And you were running from hotel to hotel. Literally, guys, he was running from hotel to hotel. Give me your take in just a few minutes. What blew you away? What are the 2 or 3 top things, like the things that grabbed your attention the most?
I think number one was watching people like Matt Trainer. He's doing something like $40 million in contracts, and for him to just drop all those down and focus everything on what we're doing here. And then not just him, the first weekend there was another guy. He has clients that pay him $500,000 per day to run their Facebook pay-per-click campaigns. So that's like $15 million per month. He has single clients and multiple ones doing that stuff. He's totally focused in this. There's a bunch of other people that are right now silent. Some of them names I know, some of them I don't, but big players. Like if I were to say their name, you would be like, you got to be kidding me, that they're dropping their stuff and coming into this thing. And so, Christian, I know you've done really well in the last 12 months. I had the best financial year of my life last year, but I'm like a peon compared to some of the people here. And I'm not. I built teams of like 30,000 people. And I see people like that, and I'm like, dude, if they are seeing things, and there's people like Matt Trainer and multiple people that, I usually go in a room, and I'm not trying to brag, but I'm not in the bottom half of intelligence until I was in San Diego, and I'm looking around like, dude, I'm surrounded by geniuses and just getting my whole emotional mindset, everything was risen up, and everybody's dropping everything they're doing. Like 100% of the room is jumping into this, so I'm like, I better go with them because this isn't some scheme that all these geniuses are getting tricked into because most of them barely know each other.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing.
How about the on the monetization side? We've kind of hinted and been vague. Sorry about that, guys. One of the things that we saw were the people involved on the other side of the equation. So we keep talking about the SEO side and what that brings, and you should be excited about that because you have an opportunity to basically take on another job, a side job that you can do anytime, any day, doesn't matter. Just come in and do the work whenever it works for you. But on the monetization side, how we turn this into a big income for us, that's where the billionaire comes into play that Jason and I met a couple weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, something like that. And we've gotten to spend some time with. The guy is so brilliant. He makes hundreds of millions of dollars per year. Literally is a billionaire, and he founded a company 11 years ago in 2003. They are now a publicly traded company. You can look them up on the stock exchange. The stock symbol is DUBL. And his concept in the beginning was to do a word of mouth network marketing kind of eBay kind of play. Real interesting. Did extremely well for lots of years. But because it was an auction-based model, they ended up having crazy challenges, and it was a nightmare to run. Even though they were making tons of money, they were closing over 1,000 auctions a day at their peak. What's interesting about their model is they had, an auction, one person wins. So you might have 10,000 people that bid for whatever the item was, and you literally have 9,999 losers. Imagine having tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of losers every single day because of your product. even though it's totally fair, right? I mean, a sane person would go, oh, I didn't win the auction. Only one person can win. Okay, I didn't win. Life goes on. They started generating a huge volume of complaints with the Better Business Bureau in like every state, and globally they were having all kinds of problems. So it became clear they had to change their model or call it quits. This is about 2 years ago now. So 2 years ago, this company, DubLi is their name. I didn't mean to not mention their name for so long, but DubLi, the CEO and founder, Michael Hansen, decided to completely shift their focus to a cashback model. This is so fun and so easy to talk about. So let's just be blunt. We all shop at Target and Walmart and Starbucks and Best Buy and Nordstrom. What else? Priceline.
Apple.
Hotels.com.
Yeah, it's
4,000 stores in the U.S.
Priceline.
Yeah, 14% cash back. My wife and I booked a hotel 2 nights ago. You probably did too.
Yep.
And we got 14% cash back on Priceline.
Yep.
That's the product.
Yep.
That's the cash back is the product.
I actually, so the product is free, guys. So you can give this thing away for free and monetize offset. And I don't even want to go into the details because it's amazing. But I just want you guys to know that just in the matter of 2 or 3 days, there's an upgraded option that some people can choose to do. I paid for the whole thing just from stuff I was already purchasing just in the past 72 hours.
Oh, yeah.
The rest of this year, I just ran our numbers in QuickBooks. I'm going to save at least $1,000 to $2,000 in cash back just in the next 12 months. And we're pretty frugal. We're like a frugal household, too.
Okay, but this is money you were going to spend anyway, right?
Exactly. That's based on what we spent in the last 12 months. It's not looking at any other, you know what I mean? Like Walmart, we're already spending money there. We saved 7% there.
Wow. So this is big cash back. I think We could go on and on and on. I'm looking at the clock. It's about half past. I want to be, we both want to respect your guys' time. So let's just put this in a nutshell. The product is cash back, and we're telling you it is big cash back. The cash back I got on the hotel room from the hotel booking from a couple nights ago is almost $100.
Yep.
From one transaction. So that's the product. Imagine as a network marketer, if that's who you are listening to this, imagine that being your product. Imagine talking to everybody you know, and your pitch is something like, hey, do you shop at Target or Walmart or Starbucks? They're all going to say yes. And I'm just doing this off the top of my head. This is probably going to be bad, Jason. I'm sorry.
But this is how easy it is.
Dude, I become a walking billboard for stuff that I'm passionate about. My neighbors all better watch out. I haven't left the house lately. When I start leaving the house, they're all going to be customers.
That's right.
They're going to freaking love it. How can they not? They're all spending money at these stores anyway. So anyway, that's the product. So people say yes. That's just how it works. Almost everybody says yes. The guy that says no, I would run from that person because I've heard stupid is contagious. Yeah, that might be a little strong, but you know what I mean.
Totally. Well, and I know where you got that from. That's not your real words, but I do like that you're retelling that story.
Yeah, yeah. David brought that up the other day. I thought it was funny. So let's see. Okay, so that's the product. We could talk about the product all day long and have a ball and talk about all the money involved. Because where does the residual income come from? Can you guess? It comes from the savings. It comes from that cash back. So if I refer Jason as a DubLi customer and his projections show him getting cash back of $1,000 to a couple $1,000, let's just call it $1,000.
Yep.
My commission as the guy that referred Jason to DubLi is based off how much money he gets back. How awesome is that? You think that cash flow is going to continue basically indefinitely? Right? I mean, it's going to. That's how this works.
And I'm going to keep using it because I'm saving so much cash back. It's like you said, win-win-win. There is no losers. Everybody wins. You said.
Oh, yeah. DubLi's happy because they get a new customer. The retailers, Starbucks and Apple and all these stores that you guys are shopping at anyway, they're happy because they're getting business. And it's an interesting model. People wonder, how does cashback work? Why would anybody even do that? Well, if you think about it, Apple or Starbucks can spend money on a marketing campaign, which they do. They spend millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars a year advertising. Walmart does it. All these big brands do it, right? So they already spend money, and they're doing this when they spend money like that. They're crossing their fingers, and they're hoping that enough people see the ads that they remember, oh, there's a Walmart over there. I'm going to go over there and shop. I mean, that's basically what they're doing. With DubLi, it's a whole different model. It's a performance-based model. So when DubLi goes to Walmart and makes an agreement, the agreement is if we send Jason in your store and Jason actually spends money, that's when you have to pay. So they're paying for results. Walmart and all these stores that DubLi has aligned with only ever pays for results. That's all they pay for. So the retailers and all these businesses, they love it. Jason loves it. I love it. I mean, who doesn't love this arrangement? Yep. So that's the product, and we don't even have to talk about the opportunity on the the representative or the business associate or whatever you want to call it. We don't even have to go there. Almost. I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
I don't think we should. I mean, that's just it. Just gets too overwhelming because there's so much. There's so many ways where this is just the easiest no-brainer decision. It's the reason why a room of 100 people 2 weekends ago, 100% of them are in right now. The reason is because the opportunity is that big. Christian, can you mention something about, we're talking about going to your neighbors, getting free cash cards out, but how does that translate when you're talking about pairing up with the best SEO guy in the world and doing it in a teamwork kind of environment? How ridiculous the numbers get. Can you on that? Because it's crazy.
Oh yeah, it is crazy, and yeah, that's a good direction to go. So part of the opportunity, part of the decision you're facing right now is, do you want to be on the inside of a small team? There's just a few hundred of us right now. We literally need a couple hundred more helpers. And if you're listening to this and you're like, I don't know if I'm qualified, if you know how to turn on your computer, if you know how to send email, if you know how to do simple stuff like copy and paste, we need you. I mean, as long as you have a good work ethic, you know. Nobody's getting a free ride. This is going to be work. But if you're ready to work, we need you.
Part-time or full-time.
Yeah, part-time or full-time. And it literally is on-demand work. So when you're ready to work, if that for you is 10 o'clock at night after all the kids are in bed and everything's kind of settled, and you have a 2-hour window where you can focus and jam and get some stuff done, you'll log into one of our membership sites, you'll watch a video tutorial on exactly what the job is that needs to be done, you'll see it on your screen, exactly how you do the job, and then you do the job. I mean, that's what this is. So that, if you can imagine, that small piece is part of a much bigger a setup. There's a whole bunch of us. There's hundreds of us doing all these jobs that feed up to the core, the super techie, specialized group that does the actual SEO work. So all of us non-techie, and actually Jason is very techie. I'm not. Whether you're techie or not, you're fine. Actually, we actually need more non-techie. I shouldn't say it that way. Whatever your skill set is, as long as you have a good work ethic, we need you. Okay?
Yep.
And there might be a way for you to fit in. If you're listening to this and you're a monster at what you do, you're awesome at what you do, you have a specialized skill, the team is still coming together. We might need you at a very high level to fill a gap, to fill a hole, to solve a problem. It's kind of raw, it's kind of rough right now, and I hope that excites you. You know, because we will be polished, and by that time, we will have made a lot of money together, collectively, as a team. So, got off track. Okay, so if you can imagine doing these jobs, okay, so that's your role. It feeds this machine. So why are we doing this? Where does the money come from? How do we get paid? Right? That's got to be your question about now. Here's how we get paid. DubLi, actually, I don't know when they pay. I think we need to get clear on this. They either pay daily or weekly or monthly. I don't know. They pay. We know that. So you need to get a DubLi ID, okay? Because remember the two components. You have the SEO side, this big machine that we're all plugging into, working together to drive. That brings massive traffic, tons of eyeballs. So let me give you an example. Let's say you have let's say we decide to tackle the hotel booking niche online, just for an example. Matt Trainer ran these numbers. So 2.2 trillion plus unique searches just in the last 12 months, just in the U.S. Okay, that's the numbers. 2.2 trillion. So 2.2 trillion searches with no competition with SEO. So if I start to lose you here, just try to grasp, even if it's fuzzy, just try to kind of grasp the bigger picture here. That is a lot of real estate on the internet. That's traffic walking by every day, and there's no business there. So we're gonna stick
on the floor. That you said it once. It's just money sitting there, laying on the floor, and people just walk right by it.
Dude, literally, it's billions, not millions. It's literally billions of dollars a year. I know this. It has to be so hard to hear. I keep saying that, but man.
Dude, tell him to punch you in the teeth thing, because that helped me to understand it better.
Yeah, I told Jason when we first talked, I said, you might want to punch me in the face or punch me in the teeth, or tell me to take a nap, tell me to sleep for a couple days and come back when I'm sane. And it's now you've been infected too.
Now I'm telling people the same thing, like, hey, you have the right to punch me in the face when this gets all crazy.
Right. Okay, so let's get back to how people get paid. So you're plugging in and doing these jobs, right? So the question is, well, how does the money flow? Where does that come from? Well, because you have a DubLi ID, it means that when we go do our SEO work, so let me get back to the hotel booking. So you do let's say a search let's say you want to take your family to Disney. Okay, so you're doing Marriott Hotel, Orlando, Florida, double suite, and you hit enter. Okay, you put that in Google or whatever, and you hit enter. Well, the results that come up are going to be places like Priceline, Hotels.com, stuff like that, right? Well, with DubLi and with our SEO stuff, we will own that page. So the search results will all be ours. So when Joe Schmo in Nebraska types in whatever he types in about his hotel search in Orlando and hits enter, everything he sees on his page is ours. We own all of it because of our collective effort with the SEO. Okay, so Joe Schmo is looking at it and he's going, okay, I need a hotel in Orlando. I can click on this, Priceline. Wait a minute, 14% cash back if I click on this link to book my room through Priceline. Guys, Priceline is a big brand, right? We all know Priceline. So it's not like some off in left field random brand name that nobody knows about and nobody trusts. Everybody trusts Priceline. 14% cash back at Priceline. Are you kidding me? Okay, click on it. Duh. And think about this. When people type in searches like city plus hotel plus whatever kind of hotel room they want and they hit enter, what are they doing? Are they goofing off? Are they just surfing the web? No, they're ready to spend money.
Yep.
They're looking to spend money. Okay? So they go looking to spend money. They see a 14% cash back from Priceline. They see a 10.5% cash back from Hotels.com, and something from Travelocity, something from Expedia. That's pretty quick. I mean, I looked at it the other night. I think you did too, and I'm going, okay, Priceline gives the most, so I just clicked on Priceline.
Yep.
We booked our hotel room just like we always do, would do on Priceline or any other search engine, and we get almost $100 cash back, and we got a good rate. We got a good rate plus cash back. So, so Joe Schmo does this. Okay, so he books his room, or he clicks on the link, and it says, you need to become a DubLi customer to get this cash back. To do that, give us your name and your email address and hit enter. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and he's getting cash back. So there's a little more to this, but Joe Schmo just became a customer because of our collective SEO effort, because of our team effort, right? So that customer goes into a rotator, which if you can imagine a round table here and the whole team around this table, the rotator just clicks along and deposits customers, deposits builders as it keeps going around, right? So you get to be in that rotator, which means by default, as long as you come and you work, by default, the rotator is going to hit you, and it's going to hit you, and it's going to hit you, and it's going to hit you. It's going to keep doing that, which means you're going to get customers. You're going to get kind of the builder referral kind of thing in the network, which you make great money on, by the way. Amazing money.
Yep.
And your residual income is starting to build because you're doing your job. Your upfront money is starting to come in because you're doing your job. Doing that job keeps you in the rotator. Is that pretty good? I think that's the best I've ever explained it.
Dude, it's really good. I've told people, you do your job in this project, whether it's people-oriented stuff or task-oriented or whatever you're doing, full-time or part-time, and you are going to get a team of customers and reps built for you. And I don't care whether you don't like network marketing, anybody would want a team of dozens or hundreds or thousands or hundreds of thousands of people below them when it's all leveraged residual stuff. And the same thing with the customers. So it's crazy. It's crazy how that works.
And this is all happening in a business model that just makes sense. If you're stuck a little bit in the MLM or network marketing kind of thing where you're going, I just don't like that stuff. You know what? Neither does Matt Trainer. He hates it.
Yes, he does.
And he walked away from over $40 million worth of contracts to do this full time. If he were on here right now, he would say he's going to make $1 billion doing this in the next 2 years. So this is very, very big business, guys. This is not a rinky-dink mom and pop, 90 days away from bankruptcy, stupid MLM with the orange Lambo parked out in front of the fake nice building. This is an 11-year-old publicly traded company with deep pockets. These guys can get stuff done and get it done in big. And we haven't even covered half. I mean, there is so much exciting stuff to talk about. Half of it you just won't believe us. I mean, I don't even know how to talk about it without you going, shut this off. These guys are lunatics.
Yep. I've been, guys, for 3 weeks straight, I've been learning new things every day. At least once a day, I'll be like, you have to be kidding me. I didn't even think of this part, and we're going to get paid by that too, or we're going to get that many kind of customers coming in. And the more you start learning this and you start getting inside like Matt Trainer's head and some of the other people, you just really start to realize this is, I hate to even say like opportunity of a lifetime, but I don't know what else to say, and that sounds so cliche, it makes your brain shut off.
Yeah.
But to suspend your disbelief for a second, there's such high caliber players here. They're not all being tricked and duped, and they're like super successful. I mean, Christian, can you share financially what your life's kind of looked like the last like 12 or so months or so? And you don't have to get specific, but give people a feel for it if you want.
Yeah, you know what? I've been transparent on that since I started online almost 2 years ago. I get the idea we're not supposed to be that way because most of the people I run into are very quiet. I think a lot of people want you to think that they make a lot of money. Generally speaking, they exude this confidence or something like that.
Yeah.
I have no problem talking about my numbers. I mean, it's exciting to me, dude. We made $508,000 last year.
Yep.
508. You kidding me? I'm a failure. Well, no, that's bad. I'm not going to say that. For most of my adult life, I sucked at everything. Like, I've been kicked in the teeth my whole adult life. I am not a lucky guy. Lucky. I'm just not that guy. I have not been that guy. So to learn some things from guys like you, honestly, to come in from the cold and learn from guys like you that have been online and have coached hundreds or thousands of people and helped all kinds of people make amazing money online. It's this whole different world, and I loved it right from the get-go. And the income came because I was strategic, I was focused, I was willing to learn, I was totally coachable. I said, tell me exactly what to do, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
Please, I'm a great follower. Tell me exactly what to do, and I am all over it. It's done. You bring anything like that attitude, and your life is about to get turned upside down, completely change. So I'm having the best financial year of my life, and last year was pretty awesome. So I think where you're going with that is for me to put all that kind of in the rear view.
Yep.
And completely change my focus. I'm nobody, like Jason said. Jason and we are peons in the bigger picture. We were hanging out with multimillionaires and a billionaire 2 weekends in a row.
Yep.
And these guys are all focused on this. It's amazing.
It's a whole, Christian, you want to take like 30 seconds or less and just say what your experience of the past month of your life. How's your level of thinking change hanging around by people that just live life at a couple different zeros per year?
Oh, man. Some of what amazes me is how they make decisions. What I saw, and I know what you saw too, is they were on it. It took a couple little things for them to go, I get it, I'm in, I'm done. How do I fit in? What problems can I solve? Where can I be of service? That's the attitude I saw. And it was really amazing to see multi-millionaires, geniuses practically, hardworking, accomplished, amazing people, like paying so close attention, and they're ready. And I think part of the reason that is, there's little things we haven't talked about, like on the DubLi side of things, the chairman of their board is the number 5 guy from Microsoft way back. He's a billionaire. He retired from Microsoft years ago. He has done nothing since Microsoft until DubLi. Why? Why would somebody like that mess with something like this? The reason why is he would tell you this if you were here. He wanted to see if he could do it again. At Microsoft, they created over 40,000 millionaires and billionaires, a mix of them. I don't know how many of each, but a ton, over 40,000 of them. No other company in the world has ever come even close to that. Blas Morris, the number 5 guy from Microsoft, chairman of the board of DubLi, wants to know if he can do it again. I mean, how much stuff like that do you need to hear before you're like, okay, where do I sign? And tell me exactly what to do, right? And I think that's the attitude that we saw from guys that make $500,000 a month and more. Some of these guys make almost $1 million a week, and they're turning their back on that stuff to focus on this. I know you and I didn't have to see much of that going on to go, okay, yeah, where do I sign?
Well, and Christian, that's all. So we're all focused on the money stuff. We've both seen this, and you've been even in more inner meetings. What beyond the money stuff? Because I have a lot of influence with people that they just need some more money to leave their job. They don't care about making $1 million.
Sure.
What's the real heart behind WooCar and what we're doing here? Because I think people aren't hearing a lot of that lately.
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Oh, yeah. No, you're totally right. And you know and you can attest to this. We were in a room, and the setting was so different than anything I've ever been a part of.
Oh yeah.
We were goofing off the whole time. It was hilarious what was going on the whole time. It was very much about the people. You know, you're right, and I'm so guilty of this. I tend to fixate on the money, and that's not even what's important to me. I get excited about that stuff, but you know, I went to the pool in the neighborhood here with my family earlier today, goofed off for an hour. I'm easy to please. I don't need $10 million a year. You know, just let me find some snakes out in the field.
That's right.
I have 4 brothers. We grew up catching snakes and lizards and frogs and everything that moves. I'm still a little kid. You know, just give me a bag of carrots and a bottle of water, and I'm good for the whole day. I don't need a $10,000 a day cruise or anything like that to be happy. So thank you for bringing that up. If you're if you're watching this and you're thanking Jason right now, it is so fun. The environment, even online, virtually right now, we have such awesome online groups. We hang out, we care about each other, and it's without sounding cheesy, it's hard to talk about. It is just fun. You know, you have people that have your back. Yep. They care about you as a person, and you know what's crazy? A lot of time they care about you enough to tell you the truth.
Yep. So
much in life, I'm used to people that have these filters, and they're so busy pretending to be something that they're not, because that's how so many people are conditioned to be that way. We're conditioned to get in line and stay in line our whole life. You know, and if your buddy doesn't smack you over the head with a 2x4 because you need it, is he really your buddy?
Yep.
You know, we get that in this group, and you will live. You know what people do? They live. We live in this group. What I'm saying is we're alive. We're not in the Matrix. We're not drones. We're not robots. I'm getting the chills.
Yeah.
Like whole body chills right now. I am so passionate, and I love the people in this group, and they're my best friends in the world. And dude, if you're listening to this and you want some of that, this is where you can get it.
Dude, Chris, I have my WooCar shirt on. I'm actually going to show this because this so symbolizes everything. If you guys can see this, this is what our group is about. And every single day for 3 weeks straight, I've done this. And throughout my life, I have had moments of this where an hour here, 5 minutes here and there. And I didn't WooCar throughout my whole life on a consistent basis. Never 3 weeks straight like this. But it's part of by hanging out by people with like Christian, like Matt Trainer, like couple dozen people I can name off the top of my head. You hang out around a group like this, and your standards are automatically raised. Yeah. I've literally had the best quality time with my 3 children and my wife in the last 3 weeks, and I've been traveling and been on the phone all day. But the time I get with them, no joking, it's been the best of my life. 2 weeks ago, get home from San Diego, I'm sitting in bed with my wife when we're like normally on our phone answering emails or playing games or whatever. And dude, I threw the phone down and I'm just having this conversation with my wife. We never have done that stuff for like a decade or stuff. And so I'm not messing around. This is totally more than just money. And it's about raising your standards in your entire lifestyle. Money's great. You can do a lot of stuff with it, but this is so much. Imagine, guys, imagine you're making $1 million per year. And imagine you just take 100 grand of that and you just go bless a church, a charity, your neighbor, your sibling, your parents, whoever needs 100 grand, and you just take 10% of your money and just go change their whole life. That's what you could do when you control a bigger piece of this billions of dollars laying on the floor just in the travel industry. By the way, we're not just going after travel, just so you guys know. That's why we need hundreds of people.
Oh yeah, and hey, back to the Joe Schmo from Nebraska. I forgot to kind of finish that story. So when this guy that was going to book a hotel room, he books it, he becomes a customer, and then he books it, and he gets his cash back. It's not a one and done. Yes, if you got that customer in the rotator, you just made money.
Yep.
Okay? What happens when Joe Schmo and his family need some stuff from Walmart or from Target or from Apple or from you name it? You're making money again and again and again for years. You just got a customer. For life sounds crazy, but when you understand what our product is, yeah, you just got a customer for life.
Yep. and it's more than just what they're purchasing, guys. We're just focusing on that's one little piece, and we don't want to overwhelm with the other like 14 ways that it's not one and done. Yeah, recurring income. If recurring income sounds good, if having the most awesome family you can imagine kind of adopt you, if that sounds good, if having fun sounds good, if travel sounds good, what else do we do? If hanging out sounds good. If you love analyzing numbers and diving deep into detail stuff, dude, you're welcome home. You're gonna just love it.
Welcome to heaven.
Yeah, that's what thank you. If you like guys that can complete your sentence better than you, welcome to home and heaven.
Yeah. Okay, so this is probably getting off the deep end. I have not been this high on all this stuff, and I think this is the strongest focus point I've been at in the last few days. It's probably overly intense for people. I'm not going to apologize, though. We're having a blast, and you deserve this. And get back with the person that invited you. Get the last couple details you need. Get the link. Get yourself set up, and do it fast, because we are going to be ready for that help. The machine is going to be ready for that help really soon. I mean, we're talking a matter of days at this point. Right? It's a good place to end, right?
I think it's perfect, Christian. Get back to the person who sent you here, and just there is so big. I want to recommend that you don't overanalyze things, because I have some. I actually, my cousin, guys, I haven't talked to friends and family in 7.5 years. I've been the guy use the internet to attract highly qualified business builders into you. My cousin, who's obviously not joking, like a real blood cousin, he just joined me earlier today, and he is a guy that likes to analyze things very deeply. I started talking with him the Monday morning after the first time in San Diego, so it was like the 3rd or 4th of August, and so that's great because he got in time. He's not missing out on this initial phase of things, but just go get with whoever got you here, get your questions answered, and realize, here's something else I learned. You hang out with these highly successful people, and I've known this for years, but I've been watching it. They make decisions fast, and they jump off the cliff and build the plane on the way down. And that's exactly something we've been saying for the last week. That's what we're doing. So you do need to go. Don't wait like the next week to go jump off the cliff. Get some questions answered, get your stuff there, and get ready to take some action.
Yeah, or how about just take action? Knock off the get ready stuff and just take action.
And thank you. That's exactly better language.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying, though. Get your questions answered, and the action you might need to take right now is get back to the person that invited you here take that action right away. Do a little more digging, get comfortable, and let's go, because we're ready. I think we're good, man. I think we should cut it. I think we're done.
Yeah, if we don't cut it now, it's going to be like 10 hours later, and we're just going to.
We're going to be saying the same stuff, or we're going to be. There's so much more we could talk about, but let's save most of the story for after they take action. So go take some action. We'll see you on the inside. We look forward to meeting you and becoming friends and working together and having a ball.
Cool. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.